Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today I want to bring you 7 things I think every card maker should be doing. Number one, make yourself a little book like this so you can help to design your card projects. Now, this is something I did quite a while ago. There's a free PDF for it, but what this little book will do for you is it gives you a section for you to design a card. So you just kind of sketch out what you want it to look like. And then over here, you can tell yourself all the information you need about it. Maybe what size mats to cut, maybe what stamp set you want to use. You can see there I did that. And then here I've got a couple others that I've designed in here. And this is a pretty good size book. You can make it as big as you want, and I have a full tutorial on it. But this is a good place to start, especially if you're new. Make yourself a little book. You can keep it with you. Maybe you stick it in the car if you end up somewhere you're in a waiting room and you just want to sketch and kind of come up with some ideas. It's a good thing to have. All right. The second thing I think every card maker should do is make two of every card. A sweet friend of mine one time said to me, she never makes one card, she makes two every time. The reason for that is because we tend to make an A2 size card. So we use A2 cardstock, meaning if you cut it in half this way, that's two card bases, or if you cut it in half this way, that's two card bases. So she said she always made two. Well, since then, I've kind of put that into my mindset. And here's the deal for today, for the card I'm going to make right now, I can make four just as easy as I can make one or two. So what I'm going to do is take some white cardstock and cut this down to two 4-inch strips. This one I won't need. Then I'm going to take these guys and cut them down to 5 1/4. Now, what does that sound like? Yep, that is the first mat of an A2 size card. So if I do that, I can make four cards out of these cuts. It's kind of that as many as mentality. Just whenever you design a card or you know what you're going to be doing, just think, okay, how many can I get easy? Maybe you just, you can only get two of a card, or maybe you can get six of a card pretty easy. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but always make multiples. The third thing I think card makers should be doing is not overcomplicating it. Now, there are times we want to make really detailed cards. There are times and places and needs, and I get that. And I'm the same. Sometimes I want to make something interactive or something that pops or flips or folds, and that's super fun. And there's a place for that. And even if you're doing that, you can still make two or three of those at a time. But let's say you need to send out several cards, or you don't have any cards in your stash. This is a good thing to do. Don't overcomplicate your cards. Come up with a simple design and make multiples of them. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I say don't overcomplicate your cards ever. I think I will be more likely, this is just me, you may not be this way. I'm more likely to make cards and enjoy myself when the process isn't too complicated. I like a simple, easy card. Now, you may not, and you do you, but never feel guilty for just taking what time you have to sit down and make a card and it turns out simple. It's the process, it's the fun, not the stress. We don't want any of the stress. Another way to not overcomplicate is to let the stamp set do the work. Now, not always. Sometimes you can let the paper do the work, and that's super fun too. But for today, I'm going to let the stamp set do the work. You see on top of that simple inking, I'm just going to use this stamp. And I actually loaded multiples onto my platform. So really, it's like one big stamp, and that's really not overcomplicating things. How easy is that, right? And I did 4 of those sheets. You saw me do that with those, so we can make 4 card fronts like this pretty quick. Another way to not overcomplicate, use pre-made card bases. Now, you don't always have to use the ones that have pattern on them. We just got these in and I'm in love with them, these poppy and pear card bases. So you can use pre-made. I typically use pre-made white, pre-made black, and even pre-made craft card bases just because it makes things quicker. But what I really like about these is it's letting that paper do the work for the background as well. Now, these are simple, but this is 4 cards made and ready to go out the door. The fourth thing that I think every card maker should be doing is using your papers. You don't have to hoard them, you can use them, even the hard ones. Now, this one is stunning, right? But look on this side. Doesn't this kind of sometimes give us a challenge and we don't exactly know what to do with it? Well, check this out. Let's make a mystery card, okay? You've got a paper in your stash you don't know what to do with. I want you to flip it over. Don't even look at that side. We're going to look at this side. And I want you to slice at 4 inches, especially if it's a 12 inch. This works perfect for these 12 by 12 pages that we just don't know what to do with. Cut it again at 4. Then you're going to pick all of these up and you're going to keep that side down. Remember, that's my mystery side. Keep that side down and I'm going to put it back into my trimmer. And this time I'm going to cut it 5 1/4. I knew that would happen. I didn't quite get through because those papers are thick. These are 49 and market papers and they're gorgeous, but they are thick. I'll go ahead and cut this one on here. So 5 1/4. Sometimes you can do all three at one time. All right, and then we're going to do this one, this stack to 5 1/4. Now we've cut all our pieces and I've placed them here. I even have that one upside down. And these are the extra leftover pieces, which we might use. But what you do here, these are some pre-made card bases. Remember, I have no problem with using pre-made card bases. So I have 6 of them. And here's what you do. This is a mystery piece, okay? I'm going to flip it over and look how beautiful that is. And I'm going to glue that directly down to my card front. Now you can pop this up on foam. You can plan out the cuts, but I have found that every time I take one of these pieces of cardstock that I just am not really sure what to do with, and I cut it down mystery style, I get the most beautiful cards. And I think this is a great way to do kind of a bonus thing I think card makers should be doing, and that is making card sets as gifts for their friends and family that don't make cards. All right, let's flip this one over. Look how beautiful that is. These little note cards, I would just add a sentiment to, and they're ready to go. Now, some of you guys are freaking out because I'm covering up this beautiful side on the back. If you prefer the back side, use it. There is no reason that you can't. I just want to show you how beautiful it is to get this mystery card by not even looking, right? But 100%, if you turn this is beautiful, right? But if you turn this over and don't care for it, what a good example. This is way too much kind of open space for me, although I just put a sentiment on there and it'd be beautiful. But look, just use this side instead, and everything still coordinates if you're making it as a gift. So don't be afraid of those mystery papers. They're a mystery to you as to what to do with them. And also, don't hoard your gorgeous papers. What a great way to show off beautiful, beautiful paper, to let it be the whole card front, right? So with this particular piece, I ended up using 4 of the A side and then 2 of the B side, which I think are gorgeous. Something else you can do is use these pieces for sentiment strips. So for example, if you wanted to add a sentiment and you wanted to kind of break it up, you could put this here and then put a sentiment across it. I will link below several mystery card videos that I have that show you how this technique works. Look how beautiful these are. And now we add some sentiments, or maybe the recipient's monogram just on kind of a circle or something here, or their initial, and you send this out as a gift with envelopes. How cool is that? The other thing, send postage. Go ahead and add 6 stamps. Some forever stamps would be perfect. Add that in so the recipient can mail them out. The fifth thing I think every card maker should do is take a photo of your card. That way you can load your picture up to one of the services. Like we know now Amazon has a new photo storage service where you can get unlimited photo service if you're a Prime member, and it's awesome. So take a photo of your finished card, load it to a photo storage site, or print it out and put it away somewhere so you have it. Then, when you're like, you know what, I need some ideas for cards, flip back through what you've already made and you can make from your own cards if you weren't able to keep them. So, I'm going to show you another thing you can do, but this is an idea. Take a photo and save it somewhere for the future. The sixth thing I think all card makers should be doing is storing cards for future use. Now, this is a little storage container that I have a video on. Matter of fact, I have a video showing you how to make one for A2 cards, for 6x6, and for 5x7. We'll link those videos below. This little guy right here is perfect for your cards. Now, remember how I told you to make multiples of your card? This is what you want to do. You mail one out and you save one, and that way you have it for the future. Or you have it to reference later, right? But if you always save one of your cards, you always have a card to mail out when you're in a pinch. The other thing is you can label these for different occasions: birthday, Christmas, thinking of you, get well, sympathy, and always have a card. Isn't that cool? So make yourself some storage things and keep your cards on your shelf. And the seventh thing I think we should be doing as card makers, mailing them out, putting them in, filling them out in the inside, putting them in an envelope and mailing them out to folks. Now, listen, you may think, oh, I don't have anybody that needs a card or no one's going through anything right now. Well, first off, everybody's going through something, right? But maybe you just need to send a card to let somebody know you're thinking about them. Maybe you just had lunch with somebody and want to say, I really enjoyed our day together. Maybe you just got off a long phone call with somebody and just want to send a card to say, I really needed that phone call. It doesn't always have to be a big occasion, just a I'm thinking of you, especially something like this. May God bless and keep you. Maybe you saw somebody at church this week. You just thought, you know what? I want to send them a card. There's always a reason to send a card, and don't be afraid to do so. No one's going to judge your card. They're going to enjoy it and the sentiment that comes with it. All right, you guys, that's 7 things I think every card maker should be doing. What I need from you is this: what things do you think every card maker should be doing? Put it in the comments below. I would love to have this conversation and see. I'm sure I missed some. I'm sure there's many more things that we should be doing, but I'd love to see what maybe you put into best practice, or what is something you try to do to make sure you're sending out cards or you're storing your cards. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button. And until next time, bye now.